Good day, everyone, and welcome to Sparkles of Love's Transmissions. Today is transmission 34, and my name is Ana-La-Rai. And our purpose here at Sparkles of Love is to bring you the newest and most advanced information, tools, and energies to help you accelerate your own spiritual awakening. Okay. And we help you to get out of the struggle so that you can sparkle your way to the next breakthrough. And on episode 34 today, what I want to talk about is chaos and distrust. And you're welcome to put your questions in, and I will try to answer those at the end. And today I'm also going to give you some information about what's happening on the planet, and we're going to talk about chaos and distrust, but I'm also going to do a short download of the vibration of a energetic vibration at the end. So thank you for being here. All right. And if you love it, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. So right now on planet Earth, it's the month of May here, 2025. And I'm observing and hearing lots about the chaos. There is a lot of, we just had a big election here in Canada this week. There's been immediately stuff come out about election fraud, and there is the blackouts in Spain. And just before I came on, they're now saying it was the green initiatives that caused it. And, election fraud or whatever you want to call it, happened in the States a few years ago. And there's just a lot happening right now. There seems to be a lot of chaos energy and a lot of uncertainty. What's going to happen now? What's coming down the pipe. And there's a lot of channels and beings out there who are making predictions about what's to come. And all this chaos energy, whether it be on a planetary level or in your own country or in your neighborhood or maybe in your own house, there's might be a lot of chaos energy running. It's also tied in, and it brings up a lot of the energy of distrust, right? Because now I think it's fair to say that probably most of us distrust what's in the news now. Raise your hand if that's true for you. That we move into, and how many of you now distrust what your government says, right? How many of you now distrust, a lot of the advertising out there and things you see in the news and on television and online? There is just such a breeding ground for the energy of distrust. And what happens is when chaos and distrust run rampant, which is what's happening now, is that it allows for more and easier manipulation of humanity. It just it just does, because the vibrations are all so low, right? Distrust, chaos. It's really hard to raise your vibration if you don't trust what's going on, if you don't feel safe, right? It's really hard to be the love and be in the flow, not for everybody, but in general, when there's so much chaos energy. Maybe you're having a great day and you go out and there's just chaos everywhere and people screaming and customers upset in a store and traffic craziness and all kinds of things, right? So there's so much of that happening right now. So when you look at it, you go, well, what can I do about it? What can I do about it? Well, there are things we can do, and that's a little bit sometimes surprising to people. Yes, can I go out and change the distrust across the world? No, and I don't want to, right? Because sometimes that distrust is very healthy, and I have a different word for it, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But when we are in those spaces, or you're seeing around you in your workplace, at home, your neighborhood, wherever you go, if you're seeing a lot of that chaos energy, and most of us don't like it, some people thrive in it, But if you're seeing a lot of that, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to start to call on the vibration of peace, to activate or open your fields and call on source or your guides or your highest self to bring forth that vibration of peace. Now, a lot of people think that peace is kind of boring, but what it actually is, it's one of the original 33 codes of origin. And peace is accessing and living, is the key, you have to live it, the stillness within, no matter what's happening around you. And so when you could call on, and those of you that have done the program, the 33 codes of origin, can call on an activate code. And the rest, we just call on the vibrations of peace. When you call on that from source, you can feel it start to come in. And just a couple of weeks ago at an alchemy gathering, we did like 5 full days of peace, and it was amazing, amazing. And every single participant felt the peace, not only when we were in meditation and in the gathering, but days and days afterwards. And so when you can call forth and be in the peace, be in that stillness or the calmness, that peacefulness and calmness, no matter what's happening, no matter the chaos around you, you're helping yourself. But what people don't realize often is that that vibration, when you can hold peace and you can hold it for more than a minute or two, it starts to emanate out. It moves into your field, the auric field, the energy field around you, but that starts to move out into people around you. And so if you're in the grocery store and you went in very peaceful and there's something happening in the grocery store, maybe a mom's upset with her kids or two employees are having a little bit of a kerfuffle, you can intend to emanate that into the fields, to just allow it to flow around you. And that peacefulness, whether people believe or not, or whether they bring it into their fields, it just helps on an energetic level. It helps people to soften, to calm things down. But most importantly, it's helping you, right? Have any of you ever experienced where you felt, whether it be peace or joy, or maybe it was upset, the energy sort of spread in a group? Anybody experience that? I have many times, but if you have, just write in, let me know. So, when you're in a space where there's a lot of chaos, call on the vibration of peace. Allow it to flow to you and through you and from you out into everything around. And again, it doesn't mean you're forcing peace on anyone else because we don't do that. But you can put it in the energy fields, in the fields around you. And that often moves through. That often, other people's fields start to move a little differently, right? You're not putting peace into them as a human because that's not what you can do. And it's not they haven't given you permission for that. But that doesn't mean you can't make the store feel peaceful, right? Or the energy around you so that it soothes other people. Now, when you look at the peace, and we talked about the chaos and the distrust that's been happening a lot on planet Earth right now, is that what goes hand in hand. So you've got chaos here and distrust here, and they seem to go hand in hand together. But on the flip side, you have peace here. And we anchor it in, we bring it in, we can soothe our own body, our own nervous systems, the energies around us. Um, it's for us and it really works. But for me, what goes hand in hand in balancing the chaos and the distrust is peace and discernment. And discernment is when you can distinguish what is the hidden meaning or the true meaning behind something. So we say, and it's used in many different ways, but when you think of it energetically, When there is distrust, when you don't trust the media or you don't trust what you saw on a sign or you don't trust what someone said to you, their possibly their words and their energy and their body language were not a match, right? They weren't a match. So distrust arrives. That's when you want to call on the energy and the vibration of discernment, because discernment and the more you hold a higher vibration, the easier and easier it is to discern. And that means to feel the difference between truth and untruth, or to tell the difference if something is partially true but not all true, to feel those kind of nuances, right? So peace and discernment are a great balance to chaos and distrust. And, when I said earlier that distrust isn't always a bad thing, right? I guess I would call the more positive side of that discernment, that I want to make sure that it feels right to me. And if you start looking at things on Facebook and TikTok and in the news, you can start, when you tune into discernment, you can start to feel, oh, that doesn't feel right. Something's off. I can't tell what's true or not true, but something doesn't feel right. And trust that intuition. And it doesn't mean you have to know what the absolute truth is, but it's important to know that something there is not aligned, something there is not truth, right? When you can start to discern what is the meaning behind this or what is the truth and the untruth in it, it allows you to move more into trust for yourself, because now you start trusting your own inner knowing, your own intuition, your own discernment. It's still fine to have distrust on the news and everything there, but as you start to discern, you'll start to feel the difference. You'll start to be able to tell the difference when there's truth and when there's not truth. And that allows you to be more peaceful. It allows you to make better decisions for yourself, right? Better decisions for yourself. And you can look at things and go, wow, if person A, my boss or my friend or my neighbor, whoever that is, if I realize now that every time they talk to me, there's something in there that's untrue or that doesn't align or feels wrong, that allows me to decide where I want to go with that relationship, or it allows me to deal with it differently and not be taken in or not necessarily act upon the information they're sharing, right? So it allows me to make better decisions. If you have any questions about peace or discernment or chaos or distrust, feel free to just send those in. So I think what I would like to do is I would like to take a few minutes and do a download for you of peace so you can really feel it, because it's just a wonderful vibration. And any of you, of course, if you're driving, I never want you to receive a download when you're driving. Okay. It's just not safe because the energies can be strong, even the beautiful energies like peace. So I think what I will do is I will do an 8-minute download. So I'll have to put my timer on, because once I move into this, I have no sense of time, and we could end up here much longer in peace. All right. So I'm going to do an 8-minute download. I'm going to ask each of you to close your eyes and just relax and just receive. It's going to come in from your soul star chakra, which is about 6 inches but from the top of your head, and then it'll come down into the crown and then into your body. Okay. And I will guide part of it so you know where it's coming, and then we will also move into the silence of it so you can just experience it. And after that, I will answer some questions and share about some new and exciting things that are coming up. Okay, so get my timer on here. Nope, it just jumped back to 43 minutes, but I don't have 43 minutes today to give you. Sorry. All right. So eyes closed and just see or feel as we bring that beautiful vibration of peace. If you've done the 33 codes, just call on and activate your code of peace and just feel as it starts to enter your crown chakra, very top of your head. And that peace is so soft and yummy. And it flows down into the brain, into your head. And it swirls on left and right hemispheres. It moves into the eyes and the gums and the teeth, your ears and your nostrils, your sinuses, the pituitary and pineal gland, the amygdala, all just being filled with the vibration of peace. There's no hurry. And the peace flows gently and slowly down your neck, down through your throat chakra, and it starts to come across your shoulders. And it flows down to the elbows and wrists and hands. And it just moves gently into all the joints, the muscles and the tendons, the fascia and the skin. And that peace just starts, and your whole body starts to relax a little bit, especially as the shoulders start. And it begins to flow down your back and your spine and down into your lungs and higher heart, here in your chest space. And it flows down to your heart chakra and your solar plexus chakra right here. And down into all the organs in the body, the liver and the intestines and the gallbladder, the stomach, your kidney and adrenals, and all the organs, named or unnamed, down to the sacral chakra. And it flows and saturates your nervous system. A lot of us have very agitated nervous systems because of all the distrust and chaos around us, because of the energy vibrations or being in all this low or confusing energy. So allow your nervous system to be saturated in peace. And it flows into the whole cardiovascular system and the bloodstream, into your immune system, your digestive system. All the body systems are being loaded with the vibration of peace. And it flows down into your reproductive organs and down your thighs to your knees and down your calves to your feet and into your earth star chakra, 6 inches below your feet. And now it flows into the auric field, the energy field around each of you. We each have our own personal field. So I'm going to move into the silence. We still have 4 more minutes here, and we're just going to receive and feel. Continue to receive the vibrations of peace. We still have another just over a minute to receive and allow them to flow into your body and fill you up. There you go. Hopefully, you feel that and feel more relaxed and calm and peaceful. Let me know how you're doing, please. And I want to let you know that I've given myself a challenge, first time I've done this, in the month of May to do a YouTube video every day. So I will still continue to do my Thursdays at noon Pacific live, like right now. And there's 5 Thursdays this month. And on the other days, I'm going to do short videos. Some of them will be a minute or two, some might be 5 or 10 on various topics. So you're going to get lots of information and lots of energy from me this month. And that will be here on YouTube. And I wanted to let you know as well that on May 12th, and if you're listening after that, it'll be on the shop. Our next advanced opportunities, which I do on the full moon, is that I only know the title. It's about sexuality and spirituality. And so the guides are going to give information about that. So I think that'll be a pretty exciting session. And you can purchase that if you want to be with us live or get the recording right away at sparklesoflove.love. And when you go to the website, you're going to see on the front page, um, we created a quiz to help you determine which path will help you accelerate your awakening. And I've determined that there's 4 really different paths that help you along. Uh, and it doesn't mean it should I do Reiki or um, different things like that. It means what type of path. How do you process or how do you get there quickest? And so that is there. And then next Tuesday, yep, May 6th, I invite you to see and join me. I am going to be joining Chef Ali Burns on her show, Awaken to Happiness Now. And it's awakentohappinessnow.com, and you can register there. And I'm going to be live, I think, 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. And I'm going to do readings and take questions. And we're going to talk about the changing energies and how they benefit us. So that's next Tuesday at Awaken to Happiness Now. So next Thursday, because just before we sat down here, I'm going to talk about struggle and spirituality and how we've all been taught that spirituality needs to be a struggle. So that's next Thursday. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And again, remember to subscribe if you haven't done so. And I hope you have a great week. I'm Ana-La-Rai with Sparkles of Love. Bye for now. Oh, nope, there weren't any questions.